We're now in a period where the analogy to the Roman Empire is not completely wrong. Uh, as in the case of Rome, the United States is under severe attack from within. The society is collapsing from within in many ways. Internationally, it has overwhelming power. So, in the military dimension, no combination of states is even close. In other what's called soft power, like trade, commercial relations, and so on, it's being overcome by China.
If it is correct, as you argue, that the United States, in some ways, perhaps Europe also, is tearing itself apart from within in the social divisions, class divisions, all the other fighting and splitting of the society apart. And then all it has to hold on to its empire is the military. It doesn't look really good for the United States to be falling apart inside and having to rely on military in the face of the Chinese and other economic powerhouse that outgrows the United States and has been doing that for 30 years. It does look like this is an effort to stop something that has very little chance of success.
Well, it's very interesting to see how in the internally dysfunctional United States, this problem is being faced. So it's commonly observed that Congress is dysfunctional, can't do anything. That's a curious way of saying that the Republican Party has simply gone off the rails. They're not a parliamentary party in any traditional sense. Their policy is very explicit. McConnell announces it, is just block everything. Make sure that the country will be harmed as much as possible, so it will be blamed on the Democrats and we can retake power. It's quite open. He says it in almost those words. So the GOP blocks everything in Congress. But they accepted one thing, a China Competition Act. The United States is, U.S. infrastructure is falling apart. The bridges are collapsing, the electric grid doesn't work. The only end there's a sharp cutback in development. There's a huge shortage of chips because they're not producing chips here. So what can we do about it? Well, one possibility would be to pass legislation to carry, as during the Second World War or the First War period, with massive government intervention to develop the economy. Can't do that. So therefore they passed the China Competition Act. We can rebuild our roads and bridges to compete with China. It's the only way it could get through. The only way the GOP would allow it to go through is a China Competition Act. Well, of course, it's symbolic of the internal destruction and disorder.
The book of the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil. Behold, it is come. An end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come. Shalom, Akim. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to YAHAWAH, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI, Bahasham, QADASH. Double honors unto the apostles of the great millstone. Enough respect and salutations to the fellow Akim, the house of David, the hopeful elect. This your brother YAHAWASHI coming to you again with another lesson. All right, as it was in Rome. As it was in Rome. You have sedition, all right, that's going to take place. You have the infrastructure collapsing. You have the military power with the help of NATO and the EU as that beast system continuing their might across the globe. Hey, it rebuttals Rome. But guess what happened in Rome as it is in America? Yeah, exactly. It fell. It collapsed. All right? We're going to get into these precepts. Lord willing, this to be edifying and comforting. And you heard, all right, the men talking. It's not looking good for the U.S. of A. All right? This collapse from within, this being on a high horse or continuing to be the police of the earth, all right, it's not, it don't even make sense anymore, man. All right? With the propaganda and even what they speak on doesn't even, all right, calculate or add up. All right? And I'm trying to figure out where you people, what are you people doing, man? Obadiah, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? This man was once a mystery, right? Let's go to Job real quick. All right? That son of perdition is being revealed on who he is. Okay? Job 24, verse 1. Why? This is a question. When you start off with a word as such as why, you know it's a question mark coming at the end. Let's go. Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty, right? Do they that not know him not see his days? His days are numbered. All right? This rulership, this kingdom's current regime, even though they're crowning, and the new king, what have you, the false king, all right? You people still have to understand that this current rulership, this regime has an expiration date. Okay? And it gives you clear detail on who he is. All right? What he is. What he does. This is the book of Isaiah 14 and verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. Yeah, there's no more joy in America. It's you're talking about the heightened years after the World War II. All right, and we're strictly talking about you so-called self-prescribed white folk. The fabulous 50s. You people had everything, under your hand. Now with the weak saying I'm strong, all right, with current rulers of the world, all right, which they're all set for the New World Order. All right, they're becoming more powerful, more economically stable than America. All right? It says the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Worms and maggots is a symbol of decay, which the man spoke of the infrastructure. All right? And this is why the end watcheth for thee. Here it is, you have water crisis going on. And it's not only a one-off in Jackson, Mississippi. We just heard of Flint, Michigan a few years back. Okay? But it's problems across the United States of America, which the scripture coins as Babylon the Great, that is not being addressed. Is bridge. All right? Bridges. It's schools. Okay? Even though that's an indoctrination of a white supremacist mindset. All right? The Lord is making this place implode on itself. And this is what you rightfully get. All right? The worm, man. Again, when you go to the word worm, it gives you an understanding of what? Strong's 874:15. Maggot worm as cause and sign of decay. You see there? And signs of decay. Don't speak about the power grid. All right? Hey, America is still running off technology from the 40s, man. From the late 19th century, right? Here it is, we're in 2022. They're trying to mesh you, man and machine, but you can't even get your infrastructure shit straight. All right? People can't even get direct deposit on time. This is how you know this place is falling apart. The pump is brought down to the grave. The worm is spread under thee. All right? The scriptures clearly gives us detail. And again, you go back to the Job 24, Man, you don't know what's going. You don't see this man scratching and clawing. All right, trying to continue his reign of terror. Shit. Let's go to Job 24. The book of Job 24, 24 verse 20. It says, the womb shall forget him, right? The worm shall feed sweetly on him. And you see the decay, man. Again, we use tangible things, all right, and we put it all together through the spirit of YAHAWASHI. We bring it to you, man, full effect. We letting you know that America is crumbling, and it's only by the hand of YAHAWASHI, which he's making his hand, the left hand, the sword, all right, implode on himself. Him that casts a stone shall roll up on his own head, roughly paraphrased if I'm saying it right. All right. It says, he shall be no more remembered, and wickedness shall be broken as a tree. And a tree is easily, broken or tore down, or timber, as they say. Okay. That's the symbolic fact of what the scriptures is giving you here, man. But the main thing, he's not going to be remembered. Why? Because, all right, he has accomplished what the Lord has, tasked him with. He has been given a task, all right, and he's about to perform that task to completion, as in mandating and implementing what it tells us in Revelation 13. Okay, as it is in Rome, as it was in Rome, with the monetary system. All right, so much of millions of dollars, not even going to Ukraine, but just going into the military itself, like a $700 billion budget or what have you. Okay, it's being put into the militaries and the space forces and the Marines and the navies. All right, let alone you look over here in Skid Row, California, and every state has multiple Skid Rows. Let's just say that right now. You go to each and every state, you're gonna find a Skid Row. It might not be named Skid Row. They might have their own unique name, but you gotta damn sure know that if you don't have a mortgage, you homeless. Period. If you don't have a mortgage, you homeless, man. All right? This is that land of traffic. You see? Let's go back to Isaiah 14. Let's jump down to 21. And it reads, prepare slaughter for his children. Why? Why are we preparing slaughter for the children? It says, for the iniquity of their fathers. Because if you have any understanding of reincarnation, you would understand that you come back every third and fourth generation. Exodus 20, Numbers, I'm not sure what chapter. You could just type in third and fourth generation. You get a few scriptures on that. All right. It says that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. All right, as it was in Rome. You have Roman architecture. Mount Seir is called Petra, but Mount Seir right now is being displayed in the U.S. capitals of each state. The capital of Alabama is Montgomery. Capital of United States is D.C. What you see is I forget what they call that monument that's erected. All right, but you have structures such as columns, the triangle transoms, the architecture of the old Grecian and the Roman Empire. All right, this lets you know who he is. Okay, nor possess the lands, and what he do with the lands once he colonized them? He named them after himself. Ask Queen Elizabeth. Oops, oops, you can't. My unfair lady, that heifer. All right, let's go to 22. It says, for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts. I thought Yahweh Bahasham YAHAWASHI, which y'all even call God and Jesus. I thought they was loving. I thought they wanted to gather everybody, you know, and make hugs and s'mores. Shit. No, man. The Lord said, I will rise up against them. All right. And this ain't happened yet. It says, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon. Why Babylon? Why capital B? The name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. Yahweh Bahasham YAHAWASHI. All right. You're about to be, and you are being made small amongst the heathen. All right. But you're being, your power is being built up to deceive. Hey, the Lord said the deceive and the deceiver are his. You know, so you're being built up, man. Your pride is being built up. Okay, let's jump down to 26. It says, "This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth." So, like it, this is the purpose that I proposed upon the whole earth. So, like it says, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. Whose hand? The Lord's hand, man. Hey, he uttereth his voice, which is, is being uttered by the prophets, the servants of the Lord, before his armies. So after this inquisition, after this heavy questioning period, all right, that started, with the great Abba Bivens, right? And we're here now continuing in the apostles' doctrine. This sitting that we're having, this interrogation, after this is done, all right, Yahawashi is about to come through with his armies. All right, he said, the scripture tells us that the Lord of Sabaoth, all right, the Lord of hosts. You go into those words, the Sabaoth, the host, it goes into armies, right? It says, verse 27, for the Lord of hosts hath proposed, and who shall disannul? Who's going to disannul? What you gonna do, man? What you gonna do? It says, and his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back? Who's gonna turn it back, man? Again, the evil, or only evil, is come. If you don't see this place is rotten from within out. All right, and you got to be on medication. You got to be on pork. You got to be on pharmaceuticals. You got to be on drugs or something. That's why the scripture tells us to what? Be sober. Okay? Hey, the Lord is preparing slaughter. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yapa, yapa, yapa. Okay? So let's end this off in Job 24. We read 20. Okay, let's start at 23. Job 24 and verse 23. Though it be given him to be in safety, yeah, they're not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men. If I'm thinking Psalm 73, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Matter of fact, let me double check that. Bear with me. Psalm 73, around about the 4th, 5th chapter. Neither they are plagued like other men, right? It says, whereon he resteth, yet his eyes are upon their ways. Yahawashi's eyes are upon a sinful kingdom. All right, and his eyes are also upon the righteous, man. All right, he sit up in the heaven, beholding both good and bad. All right, both righteousness and wickedness. Verse 24, they are exalted for a little while. Yeah, since the Renaissance period, okay? Since they came up out that bottomless pit, they came up out that womb speaking lies. You see? Hey, the scripture has a play on words, man. All right? He's exalted for a little while. All right? We may think it's forever to us, okay? But it's nothing towards the Lord. It says, but are gone and brought low. Yeah, they're going to be gone. You're not going to even hear a whisper of them. It says they are taken out of the way as all other, other what? Other kingdoms, other dynasties. You know, Darius, Solomon, Persian, Medes, Babylonians, the Pharaoh. You know, so forth and so on, man. All right. It says, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn. And that goes back to he's cutting off nephew and child, because when you cutting off the tops of corns, you go into that, it's pretty much not letting them pollinate, not letting them fertilize again for that next season when it comes to harvesting, man. This is what the farmers do when they cut off. All right? So they won't grow again. So they won't pollinize. So the Lord is very meticulous, man, in his approach. All right? On calling out the wicked, on revealing the mystery, all right, that has been hidden for ages. The son of perdition. All right? Continuing on, verse 25, the last one, it said, and if it be not so now, who will make me a liar? And my speech nothing worse. So that's, hey, vocab. What's going on, man? Who gonna make the Lord a liar? All right, understanding that the prophecies of old been fulfilled and the prophecies of new are about to be fulfilled. All right, and there's nothing but a few left. You can't get around this, man. As it was in Rome, so what? Babylon the Great. This place is done. Lord willing, this is edifying and comforting. On to the next one. Shalom.